Hello, how you doing? This is Big Keison, and I'm sharing my MS journey with you. Exercising and MS. Oh goodness. Exercising and MS. Almost sounds like an oxymoron. You know, when you go to your doctors and specialists and everyone's, you gotta exercise, you gotta exercise, you gotta exercise. But they just don't know how hard that is. Or some people can get up and they can run miles for no reason. Well, I just woke up this morning, I want to run 5 miles. And it has to be deliberate. I've shared with everyone that your mind could want to go, but your body's like, oh, you just not gonna ask me? Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. And then the MS is like, oh, and you didn't check with me. Okay, go ahead and try and see what happens. And with a lot of people being heat sensitive, can't really do it in the summertime. And then I'm cold sensitive, so not really a lot you can do in the wintertime. And then the things they want you to do, you're like, I don't feel this. You ever seen MS exercises? It's like, put your leg over your right leg and turn. Okay. And it's like, that's a stretch for most people, but they're like, oh, that's an exercise for you. And for some people, it is a lot of work to do that. Don't get me wrong. But if your journey is similar to mine, it's like you want to do more, you want to keep yourself in shape, but what's and how can you do that? If you exert yourself too much, you don't have anything to share. If you don't exert yourself enough, you didn't get a workout. It's a tough thing to think about. But then I think of something that Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, said. He said, if you gotta want something more than you want to breathe. And what I interpret by that is you gotta want to be in shape. You gotta want to exercise more. You gotta want it. Nobody's saying that you overexert yourself, but you gotta put some effort into it. If you spend the entire day sitting on the couch, then you didn't get anything out of what you were trying to do. But you gotta put forth some effort. And I'm not gonna lie, the mind, I get on the path and I'm like, I can run 3, 4 miles, and I probably can. The only problem is at the end of that 3 or 4 miles, I guarantee you, I'm gonna fall out exactly where it ends. And so I think of the bodybuilder, and I watch him a lot on YouTube. Much respect to CT Fletcher, and he was talking about, he's a former bodybuilder and how he went through his whole trials and tribulations. And people on YouTube always saying, "Well, you got to do this," and his form is different. He said, "Guess what? I'm doing something," and that's what you got to do. You got to do something. I know it's hard whether you sit there and you just go like this. You got to do something because something's going to lead to something. Nothing leads to nothing, but something leads to something. Maybe you ain't got your midsection the way that you want, but you got some strong arms. Or maybe your arms ain't where they want to be, but you got some strong legs. Again, you got to do something. And that's what I've learned in my MS journey is to do something. Be motivated to do something. And in all aspects of my life, it's like, man, you overthink. Well, if I do this, I might fall out. If I do this, my leg may give out. Or I do this, my arm may go numb. But guess what? Doing something. And what I've done for myself is that I walk just a little bit. And at first I was like, it's going to be a miracle if I can walk a mile without feeling it. And I walked that mile and it hurt the first time. And then I just kept walking that mile. And another day and I walked that mile. Another day and I walked that mile. To the point that mile is nothing to me. I can do a mile sleep. Then I said, okay, let me try 2 miles. And that 2 miles hurt. But you give it another week and day after day, that 2 miles didn't feel like nothing. And I was on the phone with my great aunt the other day, and by the time I look up, I was 3 miles in, but I gotta walk back. So that's another 3 miles, 6 miles. No problem. Didn't feel it. Came home, took a shower, and was like, look at me. And that's what it is. That's part of that battle. One day at a time, one step at a time. This is Big Keison sharing my journey with you. I'm glad and happy that you're watching this journey with me, and I love sharing it with you. I'm MS Warrior, and I hope that you're an MS Warrior or you're an advocate of MS Warrior. With that, stay a MS Warrior.